Alright guys, welcome back to What If Cell Went Too Far Back. I am enjoying this series, I hope you're enjoying it too. And with all that being said, let's get to the tournament between Universe 6 and 7. As the Saiyans were all training, Beerus would come back to his planet. Cell really didn't train on Beerus' planet much. He trained here and there, but he preferred to train with Boo, and he preferred to look after his empire. At first, he didn't really like ruling an empire, but he's gotten used to it, and the title Emperor kind of excites him. It's probably the Frieza in him. Beerus would look at them all and say, "Get ready, we're going to have a tournament with Universe 6. They all looked confused. Universe 6? Beerus would then explain how there's a different universe and all that stuff. And they have to get Cell and Majin Buu. And they all nodded, and potentially Captain Ginyu. As all the Saiyans went to Cell's capital planet, Cell was with Buu. Buu was eating and laughing, and Cell was making jokes. Cell actually liked Majin Buu. Majin Buu and Goku he kind of had a soft spot for. He practically raised Goku, and Majin Buu, he was his best friend. Goku would walk up and say, "Father, Beerus has a mission for you, a tournament," and he would explain. Cell would get excited. And for some reason, the idea of a tournament just felt familiar to him. He didn't know why. As he was excited, he agreed to join the tournament, as all the fighters began to get ready and eventually went over to the tournament. As they all arrived there, they would begin to look around as they saw Cabo. Cabo was just a little Saiyan. A Saiyan just like them. He didn't have a tail. This intrigued everyone. As he walked up, Nappa would say, "What happened to your tail, little runt?" He would say, "Tail?" Confused. Nappa would then say, "Whoa, your people don't have a tail. Interesting." Cabo would then tell him about his race and everything that happened. Vegeta and Nappa were shocked. Goku didn't really know anything about Sadal or anything like that, but Vegeta and Nappa told him about their story, about how Vegeta ruled and how they conquered another planet. Cabo was horrified. Saiyans don't conquer other planets. Vegeta said, "Don't worry, we don't do that much anymore. Unless Cell needs us to," Vegeta said, smirking. Cabo then looked off a bit worried as he walked away. Eventually the tournament would start, and the first match would be Bamu versus Cell. As Bamu looked at Cell, Bamu would say, "Interesting, I've never seen anything like you before. What are you?" Cell would say, "I'm a bio-android, made of the DNA of the strongest fighters of the universe. I am perfect. No one can defeat me." Bamu would say, "Such a big ego, but you haven't fought anyone like me before." As Cell hit him, it bounced back. And when Cell blast a ki blast into his belly, it just bounced back. Bamu would say, "This is the secret to my power. Ki absorption. My body's so fat it absorbs anything. You can never defeat me." Bamu laughed, and Cell looked at him and says, "Are you serious? That's it? That's your entire gimmick?" Bamu would say, "What are you talking about? That's kind of lame. I met people like you before." Bamu would say, "Hey, shut up. I'm not lame." Cell would then just kick him below his feet and knock him out that way. As Cell won, the next match was Cell versus Frost. As the battle began, Cell would look at Frost and say, "You could transform. I know about your transformation." Frost would go into his third form, which would annoy Cell. Cell wanted to fight him at his best. Cell then turned gold, which shocked Universe 6, and he would say, "I want you to fight me at your best, not this weak, lazy excuse for a form," as he hit Frost to the tournament floor. Frost then got up and transformed to his final form, as they both continued to battle each other. But Cell was outclassing Frost in every way possible. His power was amazing. He would eventually go back to his base form, not wanting to waste energy. This pissed Frost off, though. This is basically saying that he wasn't even worth his new transformation. He wasn't even worth his golden form. Saying Frost was worth nothing, this pissed him off, and as they battled, Frost would then poison Cell, but since Cell had a healing factor, it didn't work. Frost would look confused. You're still up." Cell would say, "Yeah, why wouldn't I be?" As Frost would then get angry, but there was nothing Frost could do. If Frost yelled at Cell, it would blow his cover, so he just sighed and looked at Cell. "It was a good match, Cell, but I know I can't win. I had a fun fighting you, though." Cell would say likewise. As Cell then would watch Frost jump off the edge. As Frost sighed, "Sorry, Champa. I couldn't keep fighting. I was so tired. I know I disappointed you. Chompa would be a little upset, but he would forgive Frost, since Frost was a good guy, and his cover wasn't blown. Everyone still liked Frost. The next match was Cell versus Cabo. As Cabo walked out, Cell then got a fighting stance and said, "Alright, you might as well turn Super Saiyan." Cabo would say, "What's Super Saiyan?" Cell would then look annoyed and sigh. "I guess that makes sense. You don't know that." Oh. "Goku, show him what Super Saiyan is," Cell would say. As Goku got up and turned Super Saiyan, Cabo looked shocked, and then Goku turned back to his base form. "That's Super Saiyan, now show me it." Cabo would say, I can't really do that." Cell would then say, "Of course you can't." "Well, then you're useless." Cell would then begin to beat up Cabo mercilessly, not caring. But Cell was curious. Could he turn Super Saiyan? Maybe if he got him angry enough, he can turn. He began to beat him up, insult him, breaking his ribs, telling him he'll murder his family, all these horrible things. And as long as he didn't kill him, he was technically still in the rules. So Cell kept pushing Cabo more and more and more until Cell just got really bored. So he grabbed Cabo's arm and broke it, saying, "After this is done, I'll destroy your planet." Then Cabo began to yell in anger, yelling in pain as he became a Super Saiyan and charged at Cell with one arm. For some reason, a one-armed Super Saiyan felt really familiar. Cell didn't know why. And Cell began to think about why it felt familiar. As Cabo tried to hurt him, he couldn't really do anything. He kept thinking, but he couldn't think of any. So Cell just turned gold and kicked him off the ring, winning the match. As Cell beat Cabo, the next match was Metta, the giant metal man. As the metal man went onto the ring, he got ready to fight Cell, as he began to spit lava at Cell. But Cell would stand there and let the lava hit him, as then part of his body was burnt off. Everyone was shocked. Why would he let that happen? But then he regenerated. He just wanted to show off his regeneration, as he smirked and looked at the team. "All of you guys have been pretty worthless. I hope that Hit fella actually packs a punch." As then Hit looked at him and smirked, saying, "I'll pack more than that." As Cell began to charge a Kamehameha and blasted at Metta. Metta then shot magma straight from his mouth, as the magma hit the Kamehameha and caused a beam struggle. As he continued to shoot more and more magma straight at Cell, Cell was getting pushed further and further back, but then he charged all of his power, all of his strength into a Kamehameha, as it blasted at Metta, knocking him off the edge. As Metta fell off the edge, the next match was Cell versus Hit. This was the match Cell was waiting for. As Hit slowly walked on to the tournament. As Hit did a time skip, hitting Cell. He would do this again and again and again until Cell would block it. Hit would look confused. How did you do that? Cell would smirk and say, "Simple, I predicted your moves," as he would turn gold. Cell and Hit would continue to push each other further and further, and Cell was having a great time. He was enjoying the battle, but Cell was running out of stamina, and he fought so many other people. He knew he couldn't win this fight, so he turned back to his base form and said, "Boo, have fun," and jumped off the edge. This shocked Beerus, as Cell lost. The next match was Boo versus Hit. Hit would do time skip after time skip, but it didn't do much on Boo, and Boo was thin and strong. And Boo had many different abilities. He would split in half and do all these different abilities against Hit. But Hit would decide to build up time energy, trap him, and knock him out. Hit was getting more and more winded though, as the next match was Hit versus Nappa. Nappa would look at it and say, "Alright, you ready for this old timer to show you what's for?" Hit would say, "You look young to me." "Thank you, but I'm actually aging into my 90s. I just wish for eternal youth, so I really don't look like it." Nappa would laugh. Hit would say, "That's nothing for a man who's 1,000 years old." Nappa would say, "Wow, 1,000 years old, you look great for your age." Hit would then smirk and say, "My kind lives for a long time." As then they would both battle. As they battled, Hit got more and more tired. Hit battled Cell, Majin Buu, and now Nappa. Hit could defeat them all one-on-one, but not all at the same time. Hit got more and more exhausted until he fell off the ring. As Nappa won, Universe 7 won, and Beerus got the Dragon Balls. But Zeno still watched, and the tournament of power would eventually still begin. And that's where we're going to leave things off. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the video down below. And I want you all to know that I love you all. Peace out, yo.